Happy Good Friday, everyone, and welcome to Adrian College Baseball on ACTV. It's the Bulldogs taking on their MIAA rivals, the Alma Scots. Robbie Alexander here, and as always, joined by my colleague, Cody Alexander. Bulldogs are coming off a big win against their crosstown rival, Siena Heights, on Wednesday. Ryan Doro with the big walk-off single to lift the Dogs 5-4. And although it wasn't a league game, it's definitely a burst of wind in their sails.
Yeah, Dogs come in on a 10-game win streak after that walk-off on Wednesday. In that streak, they're outscoring their opponents 76-21. They're ranked 29th in the ABCA poll, and they're looking to continue their success against the Alma Scots today.
And on the bump for the Bulldogs today is their number one, Tommy Parsons, who's just been absolutely dominant this year, especially at home.
Yep, Parsons is on a 20-inning scoreless streak, saw his walk-less streak snap last start, but he still went for a complete game, and he's looking to shut out these Alma hitters today.
So leading off for the Alma Scots is right fielder Max Trucks. See if he can solve the Tommy Parsons puzzle. The first pitch is a foul ball out of play, 0-1.
Trucks was actually the MIAA Player of the Week last week. He hit .625 against Trine at a .750 slugging percentage, 2 doubles, 3 RBI.
0-1. There's a ball high, 1-1.
Trucks also leads the team in hitting with a .379 average for the year. Scored 15 runs and is on a 12-game hitting streak.
There's a high fly ball down the left field line, but out of play, and it's quickly 1-2. Bulldogs with their usual starting lineup. Hayes at first, Kill at second, Doro at shortstop. We got Dugan Darnell at third, and in the outfield it's Gunnar Rainey, Ian Mikowski, and Tristan Richardson. There's another foul ball back out of play. Count stays at 1-2. And of course, as always, behind the dish is Frank Resto. Now here's Parsons with the 1-2 pitch. There's a line drive up the middle, base hit. So Trucks is aboard with a leadoff single. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Greg Goffey.
Looks like Parsons sped his bat up, Trucks' bat up with the fastball the pitch before, and Trucks was able to wait back and hit that off speed right up the middle.
So Rainey's going to have Dugan Darnell play to shade in guard against that bunt. It's the first pitch. It's a ground ball through, and the hit and run works. He's going to hold that second, and just like that, there are runners on first and second with nobody out, and Parsons is in a bit of early trouble now.
Yeah, Goffey taking advantage of that big hole on the right side of the infield and just sneaks a ground ball through.
So that's going to bring up the shortstop, Alex Pazinski. And just like that, Parsons already finds himself in an early inning jam.
Yeah, just leaving a couple pitches up, and these Scott hitters are jumping all over it, so we'll see if he can bear down and get these next 3 guys out.
Parsons checks the runner at second, a throw back. And he got him with the pickoff move. Trucks caught leaning, and there's out number 1.
Yep. Alma coach is not going to be happy about that one. Nice throw by Parsons. Put that one right on the bag.
So now 1 out, only a runner on first now. A little momentum killed there for the Scots.
Double play gets him out of the inning now.
It's the Parson pitch. He takes strike 1 on the outer half of the plate.
Now Parsons and Resto are going to have to watch Goffey over at first. He's actually second in the league. He has 17 stolen bases and only been caught twice, so might be ready to run here. getting a big lead off of first.
There's a throw over, keeping the runner in check. Another throw over by Parsons, but he's back safely.
Pazinski hitting .289 on the year, has driven in 14 runs, scored 14. Has struck out 19 times, though, which tops the team. So,
No one from Parsons. There's a bunt laid down the third base line. Parsons going to spring on it, but everybody's going to be safe. He decides to hold the ball, and once again, Alma has runners on first and second.
not often you see the three-hitter lay down a bunt, but it was a beauty. Pazinski put it in a spot where really Parsons, Resto, and Darnell couldn't do anything with it.
So now only one out, runners on first and second, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Adam Thorick. Parsons checks the runner at second. Now the pitch. There's a ball in the dirt blocked by Frankie. Runners are going to have to hold.
Thorick hitting .288 on the year. 9 RBI, 15 runs scored, 5 doubles, and 1 triple, so has a little bit of extra base power in that bat of his.
Now the 1-0 from Parsons, but he's going to throw another pick back to second. Goffey's going to be back safe, though. The 1-0 from Parsons. There's a fly ball into the center field, right center gap. Tristensen has it tagged. And there's out number 2. So that's going to bring up the catcher, Jarrett Coyne. He's going to try to do a little 2-out damage right here. Takes that first pitch strike and fouls it off. 0-1.
Coyne having a pretty nice season so far. 30 for 87 on the year, which equates to a .345 average. Has driven in 15 runs, scored 10. Stolen 8 bases as well, so a little speed in the Alma catcher.
Parsons takes a look. Here's the pitch and a big swing and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2.
Just a little bit out in front of that off-speed pitch there.
So should Coyne get on, that would bring up the first baseman, Ben Fenzel. Another look from Parsons. Here's the 0-2. That ball's going to miss low and outside, and it's 1-2. One-two from Parsons. It's another foul ball. Count stays at 1-2.
These Alma hitters so far doing a really nice job of wasting off Parsons' pitches. So a team that, according to their stat sheet, looks like they're prone to strike out. They're really having nice at-bats here so far and driving up his pitch count here in the first inning.
Parsons with the 1-2. And gets him with the off speed. A big strike 3. So that'll do it for the Scots. Early trouble for Parsons, but he manages to escape. We'll go to the bottom of the first, 0-0, and you're watching Bulldog baseball here on ACTV. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball on ACTV. Scoreless in the bottom of the first, and on the bump today for the Alma Scots in Game 1 is Alec Valasek.
Yep, Valasek was, Valasek was a first-team All-MIA selection last year, but having a bit of a bumpy season. He's 0-4 on the year with a 7.94 ERA, 27 strikeouts, but he has walked 24 as well. So looks like he's having some control issues during the year. So we'll see if he can either regain the momentum he had last season or if the Bulldogs are going to have to be patient at the plate and let him work his way into trouble.
Leading off for the Bulldogs is the center fielder, Ian Mikowski. Don't be surprised if he tries to lay a bunt down here, but he's going to take an early strike 1. Mikowski showing bunt, but misses, and the count quickly falls to 0-2.
Mikowski's leading the league with a .479 average.
Does it say how many of those are bunt singles?
No, that's another stat they need to add to their profiles.
Mikowski wastes that one. Stays alive 0-2.
I wouldn't be surprised if they added WAR here in the next few years.
The ground ball over to the shortstop, high bouncer. And Mikowski is out by half a step, and I don't know about that one.
Looked like he was safe to me, so.
The umpire was right on top of it, though, and that's going to be an out number 1. But a routine play made very close by Mikowski there.
Well, Pazinski was shading pretty far over to the third base line, which is weird because Mikowski's a lefty, so he had to come over and looked like Mikowski might have beat the throw by a step, but unable to get the call from the ump.
So up now is the second baseman, Brian Killinger, who takes a strike on the inner half of the plate and then watches a ball sail high 1-1.
Killinger hitting at a nice 400 clip this season.
He fouls that one back out of the nick. Count goes to 1-2.
He's driven in 16. Scored 25. He's got 4 doubles, 4 triples, and a homer. Killinger also somebody that you might see put down a bunt.
There's a ground ball over the third baseman's head. It's fielded by the shortstop, but he's going to hold on to it, and there's an infield single for Brian Killinger.
First 2 hitters for the Dogs pounding the ball into the ground, so Valasek looks like he might have a little bit of sink on that ball today.
Up now for the Bulldogs is their heavy-hitting shortstop Ryan Doro, who had the big walk-off 2-run single on Wednesday against Siena Heights.
Yep, Doro had 4 RBI on Wednesday, and he's first in the league. He's got 31 on the year.
Watch a ball go low, 1-0.
In addition to that, he's 4th in the league in batting average with a .430 clip. He's also scored 21 runs. Still looking for that career home run record.
Doro's still tied. Is it 25 or 26 he's sitting on right now?
25 home runs in his Adrian career.
He watches another ball low and outside, 2-0.
Valisic so far today doing a nice job of living her down by the knees, not leaving anything up yet.
Killinger takes his lead at first. Here's the 2-0. There's a line drive into the right field gap. That's going to get down for a base hit. Killinger's going to head to third. Doro's going to take the big turn, but hold up at first, and there are runners on first and third with only 1 out.
Yep, nice pitch, a little low, but Doro does a nice job of just dropping the bat head on it and serving it right up into center field.
Up now for the Bulldogs is their number 4 hitter, first baseman Hunter Hayes. Make sure you don't get him confused with the country star Hunter Hayes, although he hasn't changed his walk-up music yet.
You know, he might have to. He's still got another year with the Dogs, so maybe next year.
First pitch from Velisic. It's a ball low, 1-0.
Hayes hitting .270 on the year. 21 RBI, 14 runs scored. He's got 1 home run.
Fakes the throw over to third, but nothing doing. Here's the 1-0. There's a ball low. Killinger with the delayed steal, and he's going to get into second. Excuse me, Doro. A little ahead of myself. Just like that, there are runners on second and third with only 1 out.
Nice heads-up play there by Doro. Going back to the move before that, I know in the major leagues, fake to third is technically a balk, but I guess not in this league.
The 2-0. It's a high fly ball that's going to stay foul territory, third base line. Third baseman's going to come in and make the catch, and there are 2 outs.
It's what you call a major league pop-up. Hayes just getting a little bit underneath of that one.
So 2 outs now on the Dogs, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Dugan Darnell. Trying to get 2-out RBI now.
Darnell's hitting .306 on the year. He's got 2 bombs. He's driven in 12, scored 14 times, and as we like to talk about, he has a very nice approach at the plate.
He takes a strike on the outer half. The plate 0-1. Yeah, very relaxed. Really works the count.
Doesn't swing at anything that he knows that he can't really take advantage of unless he's in a 2-strike count.
As he is right now, takes a strike on the inner half of the plate.
Also a very good 2-strike hitter, knows how to waste pitches and wait for the one that he can do a little bit of damage on.
It's the 0-2 pitch. A big swing and a miss.
Nice off-speed pitch there by Valisic.
So the Bulldogs get a couple base runners, but nothing doing. We'll head to the top of the second, still scoreless here at the Nick, and you're watching Bulldog Baseball here on ACTV. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball. Still scoreless as we head to the top of the second. Both pitchers found themselves in a bit of early trouble, but managed to work their way out of it with no runs coming across. Tommy Parsons is going to get back to work. Leading off the second inning for the Alma Scots is the first baseman, Ben Fenzel. Takes a big swing and a miss there. Strike number one.
Fenzel batting .232 on the year. Has struck out 16 times, driven in 14.
It's a curveball that breaks in, and it's 1-1. It's the 1-1 from Parsons. It's a ball that misses low, 2-1.
Well, if you're going to miss, you want to miss low. If you miss up, then they'll be able to really drive the ball. But if you miss low when they swing, they might just top one off.
Foul ball into Frankie's glove, and it's 2-2. Soft breeze today here at the Nick, but this time going out to left field. First couple of games here this season was going out to right field. Another ball in the dirt, and this one, it's Frankie. Looks like I got him right in the hand. That does not look good.
Looks like he might have blocked that one with his shoulder.
First I thought I kind of hit him in the head, but he started waving his arm. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Parsons spiked that one out in front of the plate, so a little bigger hop, and Frankie couldn't get his chest out in front of it. But glad to see he's staying in the game.
I have a nice little battle mark on his shoulder tomorrow. Why is it?
That's why he's a catcher.
Why is it? Why is a trooper? It's a pitch from Parsons. Ground ball foul.
It's one of the perks of wearing the tools of ignorance. Maybe we should get cue cards. We should keep trying to talk when the other one is.
What's the fun of that, though?
That's why we do sports, because it's real.
3-2 pitch from Parsons. Foul one back out of play.
None of this is scripted. We're just making things up as we go.
What you hear is what you get.
And sometimes what you hear is just a lot of nonsense, mixed with some facts and a lot of hot air.
Well, we like to think it's a good time. He's a 3-2 again from Parsons. It's a line drive down the left field line, but foul. So the third base coach had to duck out of the way of that one. Did a little bit of a drum major move. Got on the toes, started to do the bend back.
Just needs a little plume, see if he can touch it to the ground.
Somebody sign him up for the MSU marching band. It's again the 3-2 from Parsons. And rings him up on the outside corner for his second strikeout of the game.
Nice pitch by Parsons, still living at the knees. Looked like it might have been a little low, but got the benefit of the call there.
So a long battle put up by Fenzel, but he's finally out for out number one, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Patrick Finn. And he'll swing on the first pitch and send a little bloop into center field, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. So there's a runner aboard for the Scots with one out. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Matthew Minato.
Scots haven't necessarily squared anything up, but definitely fighting the ball off and just finding holes against Parsons so far.
Renato will take his lead at first. There's the first pitch from Parsons. There's another strike that just hits the outside corner, 0-1.
Renato hitting .232 on the year, 19 for 82. 6 RBI, 12 runs scored. 19 strikeouts to 11 walks, so he is prone to the swing and miss as well.
It's a foul ball out of play on the right side. I think this is the first time I'll say this all season. Nobody on the hill this afternoon.
Everybody's home for the extended Easter weekend.
Throw over from Parsons, just keeping them in check. Yep. All had to get home. I'm sure they attended the Good Friday services at their respective churches today. Like the good kids they are.
Always.
The 0-2 from Parsons. And gets him on the off speed for strike 3. And I 2 away.
Ball way off the plate, but Renato taking a big cut at it. Can't quite get to it. As we like to say, he was going fishing on this nice Good Friday afternoon.
Going fishing, but instead Parsons throws him the chair, sits him right down. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Van Acker. He watches the first pitch strike go by, 0-1.
Acker 11 for 56 on the year. So he's driven in 9 runs, scored 11. And for those of you at home, it is V-A-N-N, Van.
Oh, and gets him fooled on that off speed, and it's 0-2.
Parsons doing a nice job of mixing up his pitches this inning. Getting the Alma hitters off balanced.
The 0-2. And again with the off speed, that's going to be in the dirt. Frankie will throw down to third, and Parsons strikes out the side that inning. 4 strikeouts today. Has a base hit mixed in there, but he's stranded at first, and we'll head to the bottom of the second, still scoreless. You're watching Adrian College Baseball on ACTV. Valasek gets back to work here in the bottom of the second. Still scoreless, and up now for the Dogs is the left fielder, Gunnar Rainey. He swings first pitch and hits that one through the left field side, a base hit.
Nice little poke up the middle there by Gunnar.
Nice diving try by Pazinski, but just can't get the glove on it.
Another ground ball thrown by Valasek, but this one finds a hole.
So Rainey is aboard to start the inning, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Tristan Richardson. I'm not sure what that walk-up song was, but I'm not sure if he chose that. Shows bunt, pops that one up, and it's going to be a catch by the catcher. Rainey will get back to first in time, though, and failed bunt attempt Turns into out number 1 for the Dogs.
Not something we see often. So far this season, the Dogs have done a great job of getting the ball down, but Richardson just drops the bat head and puts that one straight up. So you have a runner on first, 1 out now instead of runner on second, maybe a runner on first, but
And now for the Dogs is their catcher, Frankie Resto. Swings first pitch, but fouls that one back out of play.
Frankie's having a nice season so far, hitting .314. He's driven in 10. Has 1 double.
Valasek checks on Rainey over at first.
Not much in the way of power, but, you know, he could get into one. Today might be the day.
Are you calling a shot now or not this time? Not this time. Ground ball over the shortstop. Can't handle it. He'll step on one for the out. Throws it away. And Frankie will be on. So a fielder's choice turns into out number 2, but a little bit of a clumsy play there, and we still have a runner on first.
So it's been kind of a theme for Alma this year. They've given up 31 unearned runs, have committed 36 errors. So one of the things that they've struggled with this year is taking these errors and making sure they don't escalate. But we'll see if the Dogs can capitalize on this with 2 outs. And a balk is called.
I didn't see what he do.
I'm not sure. I didn't see it either. Didn't come set.
So now the Dogs have a runner on second with nobody, or with 2 outs, excuse me. And up now is the DH McCoy Drizwicki. So watch curveball fall in there for strike 1.
Coy is second in the league. He has 5 home runs, 4th in the league with 24 RBI, which ties his career high, which he did the 2015 season when he was a sophomore.
This takes a big cut there, 0-2. And all this done is the number 9 hitter.
Got to have a little power at the bottom. Dogs have a very nice, solid lineup this year. No holes anywhere, really.
The 0-2. Ball high, 1-2. Sun's trying to peek through here at the Nick. It's Valasek with the 1-2. Another ball, 2-2.
Tried to sneak the bender in. Looked like it might have caught the black, but not getting the call there.
Another ball high, and the count goes full, 3-2. Valasek with the 3-2. Frankie's going off. Here's a high fly ball into center field. He's camped under it for out number 3. Bulldogs get a couple base runners but can't scratch any runs across. We'll go to the top of the 3rd, still scoreless. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACTV. Top of the third here at the Nick, still scoreless. Parsons gets back to work. Alma goes back to the top of their lineup. It's the leadoff hitter number 30, Max Trucks. The leadoff single into center field his first time up.
With that single, he extended his hit streak to 13 games.
Shows bunt. Can't lay it down. Strike one. I think after last week, I can't comment on hitting streaks. I think athletic director Mike Duffy kind of barred me from that.
Yeah, that was a gaffe on your part there, Robbie.
You know, we're just not going to talk about it. It's a pitch in the dirt, evens the count up at 1-1. Pitch from Parsons, and there's a swing and a fly ball into left field. Rainey gives chase. And it's going to be out of play. A long strike number 2 for Trucks.
Little scare there for a second, but pushed foul.
So 1-2 now. Here's the pitch from Parsons. There's a ground ball over to Doro at short. And an easy out, number 1. So I'll bring up the center fielder, Greg Goffey. Also hit a single in the center field his first time up.
Yep, was able to sneak a ground ball through the right side. Killinger shaded over to cover second, but a little less of a hole now that there's nobody on.
He watches a curveball drop in there for strike number 1.
No, I'm looking at this bat, and he's not the first one to use this, but it looks like an Adidas bat. I've never seen a bat like that before. I didn't even know that Adidas made bats.
I was going to say, I didn't know that was even a thing.
The Scots have Adidas uniforms, but yeah, I didn't know they were in the bat industry either.
Huh. It's the payoff pitch from Parsons. And then gets him fooled on that. Strike 3 in the dirt. Frank will throw over to finish it off, and Parsons throws his 5th chair of the afternoon for out number 2.
It's the 3rd straight strikeout that Parsons has had that thrown off speed that was way off the plate, but the Scots hitters keep fishing for it.
So up now for the Scots is the shortstop Alex Pazinski. Had a bunt single back in the first. Not something you often say about a 3-hitter. He's fooled on the off-speed 0-1.
Just cannot hit Parsons' curveball today.
No, he didn't really have it the first inning, but it looks like he finally found what he was looking for and settled down. This is a fastball that bounces in the dirt 1-1.
Pazinski has 19 strikeouts to 3 walks, so a bit of a free swinger.
He watches that one on the outside corner, strike number 2.
I would be surprised to see Parsons go back off the plate with an off-speed pitch. It's worked very well for him so far.
We'll see if he does just that. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Makes contact. Shallow fly ball in the right field. Richardson is under it, and that's out number 3. Scots go 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the third, still scoreless here at the Nick. Bottom 3 here at the Knicks, still scoreless. So the leadoff hitter, Ian Mikowski, comes up for his second AB of the day. Ground out to the shortstop his first time up on a very close play at first.
I was going to say he should be 1 for 1, but that's the human nature of the game.
His first pitch from Valasek lays down a bunt down the third base line, but just rolls foul.
A little late on the square there. Just bad angle, wasn't quite where it needed to be.
The 0-1 pitch. He's a little bloop into left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Ian takes a big turn at first, but he'll hold up. It's the leadoff single for Mikowski.
Not too many hard hit balls by either side today, just kind of chipping away, serving it up where they can find holes.
So it's going to bring up the second baseman, Brian Killinger. Infield single his first time up. Mikowski a threat to steal over at first base, and Valasek knows that, throws over to keep an eye on him.
Mikowski's 12 stolen bases on the year are third best in the conference.
His first pitch from Killinger, or to Killinger, excuse me, and he bunts that one foul down the first base line.
With these 1 and 2 hitters for the Bulldogs constantly showing bunt, puts a lot of pressure on the corners for the Scots and really any team that they play.
Zio will throw over to first.
Killinger actually bunted for a single on Wednesday to load the bases before Doro's 2-run walk-off knock.
Valasek long look into home, but he'll step off to regroup. I was just going to say there were a couple little fans on the hill, but they just disappeared all of a sudden. I don't know if I'm just seeing a mirage or what.
I mean, I didn't see him, so.
Ball sails high, 1-1.
You might just be wishful thinking, seeing things out there that you were hoping you'd see.
It's always good to see fans out there.
You don't have the flash of the sunlight off the aluminum cans distracting the hitters, though.
That we do not. Now that one went foul by Killinger. Second time today that the Bulldogs have popped up a bunt, which is not something we've seen this year.
Valasek has some good movement on his fastballs, so that might have something to do with it.
Here's a 1-2 to Killinger. There's a swing and a high fly ball into right center field. Here's catch for out number 1. Mikowski thought about tagging, but he'll hold up at first. An easy play for Max Trucks out there. So it's going to bring up Ryan Doro, singled up the middle his first time up.
Doro has really the only hard hit ball we've seen today.
Quick snap throw over to first, but Mikowski dives back in safe. Valasek takes second to tie his shoes.
It's always important. Safety first.
First pitch to Doro. It's a strike that just finds the inner half of the plate, 0-1.
Maybe that's all he needed. Maybe he just needed to tie his shoe.
Both sides with 4 hits on the day so far. Another snap throw to first. Fooled Mikowski, but throws it away, and he'll end up at second. So if the throw was there, Mikowski would have been out, but instead it's a throw in the dirt, rolls to the fence, and the Bulldogs now have a runner on second with only 1 out. An RBI opportunity for Ryan Doro.
Yeah, lucky break there. Valasek had Mikowski dead to rights, but just spiked his throw. And like we said earlier, these errors are really would have been costing the Scots a lot of runs this year.
And with Mikowski's speed, any hit into the outfield will be an RBI just like that. There's a line drive into center field, a base hit. Here comes Mikowski to score the throw, but he is in safely. RBI single for Ryan Doro, and the Dogs are up 1-0.
Just like his last at-bat, Doro just puts the ball right back up the gut, and that error comes back to haunt them. That's now 32 unearned runs on the year given up by the Scots.
So it's going to bring up the first baseman, Hunter Hayes. The runner on board and only 1 out still. He fouls that one back into the netting. Hayes, a major league pop out to the third baseman, his first time up. And he hits that one in the hole, and that's going to be a base hit on the left side. Doro's going to hold at second, and the train keeps moving. We got runners on first and second with only 1 out.
It's definitely got to be frustrating for Valasek on the mound, getting these Dogs to pound the ball into the ground, but just keep finding holes.
That's going to bring up the third baseman, Dugan Darnell, into the first inning with a strikeout. A chance to drive in a couple Bulldogs here as he takes a swing and hits that one off the pole behind him. And roll all the way out to the third baseman. There's the 0-1. There's a line drive into center field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. It's going to get past the center fielder. 1 run's going to score. That's Doro. Here comes Hayes from first. He will score. Darnell in the third with the head first slide. It's a 2 RBI triple. Bulldogs up 3-0 here in the bottom of the third.
Ball tailing away from the center fielder Goffey, and took a straight at it route and hits the ground, goes right past him. So not the best route out there by Goffey.
Not at all, and with Darnell's speed into third easily. Slide not necessary, but he gets some style points there.
Off the bat, I thought he had a chance out there to catch it, but just had enough spin on it to get away from him.
Gunnar Rainey watches a strike go in there. Yeah, that was going to be off the bat. That was an RBI single no matter what, but once it got past the center fielder, it was time for everybody to be off to the races.
Really hard out there to catch a ball that's tailing away from you, and that's exactly what happened to Goffey.
So 1-1, Gunnar Rainey. 1 out, runner on third. And there's another ground ball again through the left field hole. Darnell's going to score easily, and it's an RBI single for Gunnar Rainey to bring the score to 4-0. The train keeps moving here for the Dogs here at the Nick. Bulldogs just hitting them where they ain't today.
Sometimes that's what you got to do.
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but this is right fielder Tristan Richardson's walk-up song. Not exactly sure what it is.
Now, I know in previous seasons, freshmen did not get to pick their walk-up song, but you never know. Maybe he just likes it.
Maybe that's really just what gets him in the zone. So Richardson up with 1 out and 1 man aboard over at first. Snap throw to try to get Rainey, but he's in safely.
Richardson's having a solid season. He's hitting .319, 10 RBI, 14 runs scored. So, yeah, maybe there is something in the song there.
See, it's a hard fly ball into center field. Center fielder giving chase. He'll make the catch for out number 2, and Rainey's going to have to retreat over to first base.
Just hit it to the wrong part of the park.
Richardson gave it a ride, but just not hard enough. 2 outs, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Frank Resto, who had the fielder's choice his last time up. So watch a strike on the outer half. 0-1. Oh, misses outside. 1-1. Valasek was able to keep the Bulldogs at bay the first 2 innings, but starting to run into some trouble here. Another snap throw over to first.
Frankie's wearing the golden underarm cleats, Under Armour. Little foreshadowing to next year, maybe, as the Adrian Athletic Department signed a deal with Under Armour that goes into effect in the new school year.
Valasek will step off the mound to regroup.
If you're looking for flashy cleats, look no further than Frankie Resto.
He's fooled on that off speed for strike 3 to end the inning. But the Bulldogs scratch cost 4 runs, highlighted by the big 2-run triple by Dugan Darnell. Led to the top of the 4th, 4-0 Bulldogs. And you're watching Adrian College Baseball here on ACTV. Top of the 4th here at Nicolay Field, 4-0 Bulldogs as Tommy Parsons gets back to work. And we were notified at the end of the last inning that his first strikeout of the day was a pretty big deal.
Yep, with the strikeout of Coyne in the first inning, that moves him into the top 10 of the Adrian career strikeouts. So congratulations to Tommy.
Stork pops that one up high but out of play, 0-1. I think Laura flinched at that. Not sure why, but
I mean, there's a roof on this press box. You know, it's to
it was the
guard
sound.
us from things.
It was the sound. All right, we can go with that.
Maybe she needs noise-canceling headphones.
Here's the payoff pitch from Parsons. Another high fly ball. This one may stay in play. Another one out of play on the roof.
She did not flinch at this one. Good job, Laura.
Thorick 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to the center fielder. Oh, 2 from Parsons. There's a line drive into left field. Rainey giving chase. Track wall looking up, and that's going to bounce off the wall. Thorick will head into second, and he's in with the leadoff double.
Thorick able to turn on that Parsons pitch. Nothing Rainey can do there. Just hits it solidly right over his head. One hopper off the wall.
Really the first hard hit ball off of Parsons today, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Jarrett Coyne. A chance to drive in the first run for the Scots today. Pitch from Parsons. Fastball on the outside just misses 1-0. Foul ball out of play, 1-1.
Parsons really pounding that outside part of the plate against the Alma hitters, and so far they haven't proven that they can really handle that pitch. Really the one that Thorick hit, he kind of left over the heart of it, but other than that, he's doing a really nice job of getting them out in front and chasing these outside pitches.
1-1 from Parsons. There's a line drive back up the middle, base hit. Thorick's going to head for home. Here comes the throw from Mikowski. He'll head back to third. And the Scots have runners on first and third with still nobody out.
Another ball that just sneaks back over the plate. And now the Bulldogs find themselves in a little bit of trouble again.
So up now for the Scots is first baseman Ben Fenzel. Struck out looking his first time up. Darnell shaded just a shade in. Pitch from Parsons. Drops off speed in there for strike 1.
Coyne at first has 8 steals on the year, so we'll see if he wants to try to take second and get the Scots out of a double play.
Here's the 0-1.
Oh,
Curveball just hangs high, 1-1.
close pitch there. Must have missed a tad high.
Pitch from Parsons.
Oh,
Fastball just misses again, and it's 2-1. On deck for the Scots is the designated hitter, Patrick Finn.
Coyne big lead off of first.
Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss. 2-2. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 for out number 1. Coin will stake second on the steal. So a big strikeout for Parsons, but with the steal that puts runners on second and third with only 1 out.
Dogs might have been trying to pull the runner off a third and maybe back pick him at third, but not the case.
That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Patrick Finn, who singled his first time up. He swings and misses at that first pitch, 0-1. Thork on third base, Coin over at second. The pitch from Parsons. See, he fouls that one towards the Alma dugout, 0-2.
See what Parsons wants to do here. If he can get him fishing on that outside part of the plate, that's been his go-to in 2 strike counts, but can go after him a couple different ways.
Payoff pitch, a big swing and a miss. He throws him the chair for out number 2.
Into the outside part of the plate, but decided just to dust a fastball right by him.
7 strikeouts on the day now for Parsons. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Matthew Minato, who has one of those strikeouts today. And Parsons is going to try to get out of this jam with no runs coming across. Something he's been very good at this year so far. We'll see if he can do it again. The first pitch. It's a ball that misses high, a 1-0.
See if Parsons can throw him another chair. Get him one closer to completing his dining room set.
Really just a master carpenter out there.
You know, he's got his hammer, his sander, a couple saws.
Here's the 1-0. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Scots with 6 hits on the day so far. Here's the 1-1 from Parsons. Big swing and a miss, had him fooled on that off speed, and it's 1-2. What do you think? Just going to try to brush him off with the fastball, go off speed?
I think he's just going to keep wearing out that outside part of the plate. It's been really effective for him today. Minato shows that he'll chase it too.
The 1-2. There's a little fling into right field, but Richardson was playing in, and there's out number 3.
Decides to go in with the fastball, but luckily Richardson was right there to haul it in.
So a little bit of a scare there for Parsons, but the Scots can't scratch any runs across. We head to the bottom of the 4th, still 4-0 Adrian. We'll be right back here at the Nick. Bottom of the fourth here at Nicolay Field, 4-0 Dogs, and up now to lead off the bottom of the fourth is the designated hitter McCoy Drizwicki. Flew out to the center fielder his first time up. Valasek gets back to work. The first pitch is off speed in there for strike one.
Drizwicki on the cover of today's game program. A high honor, indeed.
He watches a ball bounce in the dirt, 1-1. One from Valasek. Sails high, 2-1. Another ball in the dirt, 3-1.
Definitely don't want to leave anything up against this guy.
Power to both fields as we saw the last Homestead, the 3-1. Another ball outside, and it's a leadoff walk for McCoy Drizwicki. He's going to bring up the center fielder, Ian Mikowski. Singled his first time up. Later came around to score.
Now, McCoy has not attempted a steal yet this year, but it's the first time for everything.
And as always, third baseman shaded in against Mikowski. So he shows early bunt, but he decides to square instead and slaps one foul on the left side.
A couple people hitting the deck over behind the netting there. Should have a class, host a class of if you're behind a net, it's okay. And that's the lesson.
Shows bunt again, but pulls back, 1-1.
I know Laura would enroll in that class.
What would that be, just shooting balls at the net?
Shooting them through a pitching machine, having people throw them. I mean, whatever gets you over your fear.
Third baseman runs in against the bunt. And there's a ball, 2-1. Have a celebrity MLB player as the special guest line him at the net. There's a strike, just hits the inside corner across the knees, and it goes to 2-2.
Big hole on the right side of the infield.
That ball's in the dirt. It's going to go to a full count. Pitch. That ball's in the dirt. That's going to go all the way to the screen. Mikowski will take his base at first, and McCoy will stay put at second, not trying anything fancy. The Dogs have runners on first and second with nobody out, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Brian Killinger. 1 for 2 today with an infield single. Also flew out to the right fielder his last time up.
Kill's got a 486 on base percentage, so definitely a tough out here.
Corner's still shaded in, and there's still that big hole on the right side of the infield. So a little throw down to second base, trying to catch Drizwicki off guard, but nothing doing.
Got the first baseman for Alma. Also shading in for the bunt. So as you know, runner on second. He'll be bunting towards the right side if they choose to do so.
It's the pitch, and he bunts that one down the right side, or left side, excuse me. He's going to get the out at first, but it's going to advance the runners, and now the Bulldogs have Guys on second and third with only one out.
Decides to bunt towards the third baseman there. Thork playing even with the bag. Thinking he might be able to sneak one past him, but nice job by Thork getting the throw off.
Another beautiful bunt for the Bulldogs, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Ryan Doro, who had an RBI single his first time up.
Oh, looks like they're going to give him the pass.
They just do not want anything to do with Doro. And I can't say I disagree with this call.
No. It's good to see, though, they still have the 4-pitch throw here. Because as you know, in the major leagues, they took that out. Now you just tell the umpire you want to put the runner on, and they take their base. But I'm a firm advocate for keeping the 4-pitch intentional walk.
Just had to get rid of those 50 extra seconds, apparently. There's another ball 4, so Doro will take his base. There are now runners on first, second, and third. The toaster is loaded with the waffles, and Master Chef Hunter Hayes is going to try to make the continental breakfast here in the bottom of the 4th.
Get out your whipped cream, get out your syrup. Don't open it yet, because breakfast isn't ready. You're still going to have to wait.
He takes an off-speed pitch in there for strike 1.
Hunter's provided us with a few breakfasts this year so far.
Somebody get him on the cooking network. Get him up against Chef Gordon Ramsay. The ball on the outside, 1-1.
I'm feeling a toaster setting of 2 right now. You know, don't want him too crispy, but still enough to get him golden brown.
So he fouls that one back to the backstop. 1-2.
They should add some smokestacks, I guess you'd call them, out in center field, but instead of shooting off fireworks, could shoot off whipped cream.
Or syrup. Here's the 1-2. A single back up the middle. Base hit. Zwiecki's going to score. Mikowski's going to come in to score as well. Doro will hold up at second. It is a 2 RBI single for Hunter Hayes, and we have some waffles cooked here at Nicolay Field this afternoon.
It's like my hunch was correct there. Setting of 2 on the toaster. Just serves it right back up the box. So it's okay, folks. You can get that syrup out. You can start putting it on your waffles because Mr. Hayes came through.
That fine silverware as well. Bulldogs now lead this game 6-0, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Dugan Darnell, who had that big 2 RBI triple his last time up. So watch a curveball fall in there for strike number 1. Our first ball, 1-1. Bulldogs trying to keep the train rolling here. The 1-1 from Valasek. Check swing. Umpire says he did go, though, and it's 1-2.
I think I can respectfully disagree, but then again, I'm up here and he's down there, and we'll just have to take his word for it. Not an easy job being an umpire.
No. Andrew Ryman behind the plate's doing a good job today. There's another ball, 2-2. And, of course, out in the field is Nick Schmeltz. Like you said, umpiring is not an easy job, so thank you to all the umpires out there. Big swing and a miss. Dugan was fooled on that one. There's a strikeout for Valasek, and it's out number 2 for the Bulldogs. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Gunnar Rainey. 2 for 2 today with 2 singles, including the RBI single 1 inning ago.
It's always fun getting to hit back-to-back innings,
especially when you have a 2-for-2 day. So he watches that one outside and in the dirt, 1-0. Looks like the sun's finally going to start shining through the clouds today. As well as the breeze pick up. There's a high fly ball into center field. Goffey will be under it. Make the catch for out number 3. Bulldogs scratch across 2 more runs. They make a little bit of some continental breakfast. We'll head to the bottom or the top of the 5th inning. 6-0 Bulldogs, and you're watching Adrian College Baseball here on ACTV. Top of the 5th here at Nicolay Field, 6-0 Bulldogs. Tommy Parsons about to get back to work. And up now for the Alma Scots is second baseman Van Acker, struck out his first time up. Parsons has found himself in trouble every inning, but has managed to get out of all of those innings unscathed. There's a high fly ball down the right field line, but foul.
It's the mark of a good pitcher. Might not be completely on today, but still able to be effective out there.
Here's the 0-1. Drops curveball in there for strike 2.
I gotta say, his off speed is still looking very good today.
Yeah, it took him a little while to find it, but
Little fastball location issues. Not that much, but there's been a couple that have sneaked back over the heart of the plate.
there's that payoff pitch from Parsons. Just manages to get a piece of it, and he stays alive.
Frankie trying to pass off like he caught that one. Ryman a little too smart for that trick, though.
0-2. Fly ball into right field. Richardson shading himself from the sun, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. We'll go back to the top of the lineup. It's going to bring up right fielder Max Trucks. 1 for 2 today with a single and a ground out to Doro over at shortstop. First pitch from Parsons. Fastball in there for strike 1.
Truck's very simple with his mechanics, and as a result, he's put the ball in play twice today. Just nice, easy swing. Doesn't try to do too much.
A check swing, fouls that one back, and the count goes to 0-2.
Not a lot of movement with his hands either. Just takes them right to the ball.
Payoff pitch from Parsons. Ball misses low, 1-2. Well, the 3 kids are back on the hill. So it turns out it was not a mirage. Good to see some young Bulldog fans out there.
taking advantage of their day off of school.
Another foul ball, 1-2, stays the count. Infield at normal depth, as well as the outfield. The 1-2 from Parsons. Just misses outside. Evens the count up at 2-2. The 2-2. Another foul ball. Trucks puts up a battle, and the count stays 2-2.
Trucks is kind of reminding me of a Duke and Darnell. A little bit more open, has the leg kick, but other than that, they're pretty similar.
Won't disagree with you there. Pitch from Parsons. And finally finishes him off. Throws him the chair. 8-1 today, and there's a strikeout for out number 2.
Able to sneak a little high cheddar past the mouse.
That's going to bring up the center fielder, Greg Goffey. 1 for 2 today with a single and a strikeout.
These Alma hitters really like that Adidas bat. Might have to meander over there between games and check it out. I did not know Adidas made bats.
I didn't either. There's the 1-0 from Parsons. There's a fly ball into center field. Mikowski tracking it back. Will make the catch for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Scots. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 6-0 Adrian. And you're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACTV. Bottom of the 5th here at Adrian College. 6-0 Bulldogs, and leading off the inning is the right fielder Tristan Richardson. 0 for 2 today. It's a fly out to center field and a popped up bunt attempt, and that walk-up song is going to get me every time.
I want to know who found that.
It's a strike at the knees, 0-1. I walked into the Rush Lab one day, and Frankie was working on songs, and he said it was for the walk-up music, so I think it was Frankie. There's a pitch that just misses low, 1-1.
I mean, if I was Richardson, I'd be distracted if after hearing that one. Be like, what the heck is this?
But he's probably relaxed, though. Big swing and a miss at the dirt. 1-2, excuse me.
Well, I mean, you got to be relaxed at the plate. If you're up there 2 tenths, squeezing the crap out of the bat, and Your mechanics go out the window, and that's when bad things happen.
It's the 1-2 from Valasek. And fools him with that off speed for the strikeout to start this bottom of the 5th. That's going to bring up the catcher, Frank Resto. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a fielder's choice.
The Dogs have put up 6 runs on the board, but Valasek really hasn't pitched that bad today. Couple bad luck hits. A few walks got him into trouble, the one pickoff error, but other than that, he's doing a pretty good job of mixing pitches, and Dogs haven't squared too many up off of him.
He fires that one on the outside corner, 1-1. There's the pitch. And fools him with that off speed, 1-2. And just like Parsons, Valasek's off speed is working terrific today.
Nice movement on it. Nice little bit of speed difference between that and his fastball. And he
Fools
gets
him again. 2 strikeouts in a row for Valasek, and there's 2 down for the Bulldogs.
Nice late bite on those pitches. Valasek's certainly showing flashes of why he was first team all-league last year.
So 5 strikeouts on the day for Valasek. And that's going to bring up the designated hitter for Adrian, McCoy Drizwicki. Watches that ball in the dirt go by. Drizwicki 0 for 1 today. Flew out to the center fielder and walked his last time up. So he watches that fastball go by, 1-1. It's the pitch. There's a line drive. Back up the middle, base hit. Nice piece of 2-out hitting for McCoy Drizwicki, and there's a runner on board with 2 outs. See if the Dogs can get a little 2-out rally going.
Better question. We'll see. Mikowski puts down a bunt here.
So we're going to have a pinch hitter for Drizwicki. Pinch runner for Drizwicki, excuse me. Number 39, Jordan Torrento. And up now for the Bulldogs is center fielder Ian Mikowski. Scored a run his last time up when he drew the walk. First pitch. Watches one go across at the knees for strike 1.
Breeze picking up a little bit out there.
Shows bunt. Able to pull back in time, 1-1.
I don't think that there's an at-bat this year that I've seen, that Mikowski hasn't shown bunt on at least one pitch.
I don't think so either.
Definitely puts the pressure on the infielders.
Snap throw over to first, but Torrento's back safe. There's a high fly ball into center field. Goffey's under to make the catch, and there's out number 3. So a 2-out single by Drizwicki, but the Bulldogs can't do anything after that. We'll head to the top of the 6th inning. 6-0 Bulldogs, and you're watching Adrian Baseball on ACTV. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball on ACTV. Top of the 6th inning here. 6-0 Adrian. And leading off for the Scots is their shortstop, number 8, Alex Pazinski. Got on his first time up with the bunt single. Flew out to Mikowski out in center field his last time up. Parsons gets back to work. Drops a curveball in the inner half of the plate for strike 1. Has him fooled on that off speed. Big swing and a miss on that ball in the dirt. 0-2. We'll see if he can throw him the chair.
If I was Parsons, I'd just go right back to where he just threw that second pitch.
Here's the payoff. Ball just misses on the outside corner. 1-2.
Tried to get a fastball, get him to chase, but not the case.
1-2. Misses again outside. 2-2.
Parsons might come back in here, set him up for a inside pitch, but I mean, these Scots hitters are chasing these off-speed pitches down and away in the dirt.
Bounds that one into the ground. Darnell charging, but he can't get the throw there in time, and the leadoff man is aboard with an infield single. Nice try by Darnell over at third, but just couldn't get him. Throw a little bit offline.
Tough play there, had a charge in, lightly hit ball by Pazinski.
So Scots have a runner aboard with nobody out. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Adam Thorick. A double his last time up. Also has a fly out to the center fielder. He watches a fastball go by for strike 1. Parsons checks his man. And the pitch. Fuels him on the off speed. 0-2.
Pazinski has 4 steals on the year over at first base.
Umpire calls time. Let's Thorick readjust the batting gloves. The 0-2 from Parsons. Ground ball through the left side hole, a base hit. So 2 consecutive hits for the Scots. It's going to bring up the catcher, Jarrett Coyne, who singled his last time up.
These Alma hitters keep finding holes against Parsons. Able to take that outside pitch and just put it right past Darnell at third.
It's the first pitch to Coyne. A high pop-up, but out of play for strike 1. The 0-1 from Parsons. There's a line drive into right field, a base hit. Pazinski's going to hold at third, and just like that, Alma has the bases loaded with nobody out.
Just finding holes. Not much they can do there.
So Alma with the chance to start closing the gap now. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Ben Finzel. 2 strikeouts on the day. Got Pazinski on third base, Thorick on second, and Coyne on first. Dugan Darnell playing in on the grass. It's the first pitch from Parsons. Sails high for ball 1.
Ground ball to Darnell. They'll try to turn the 5-2-3 double play. Cut the runner down at home.
It's the 1-0. Big swing and a miss, 1-1. Parsons a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th. But all the other innings besides that, he's found himself in trouble. We'll hope that he can find his way out of trouble just like he has been. Comes with the 1-1. High pop-up back behind home plate. Frank on it. But it's off the roof for strike number 2. The 1-2 pitch. Gets him fool off speed, strike 3, and there's 1 out. 9th strikeout of the day for Parsons. And just like that, a double play ball can get him out of the inning.
This goes back to what's been working best. Those curveballs in the dirt on the outer part of the plate. The Alma almost said the fishermen, but they keep fishing for those curveballs and not coming up with any bass.
That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Patrick Finn, 1 for 2 on the game with a single and a strikeout. Parsons comes with the first pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 1.
Double play here would be very nice.
That it would.
2 for the price of 1.
Another swing and a miss. The count quickly goes to 0-2. Strikeout would not be bad either.
2 straight fastballs here, so if Parsons decides to go with the off speed, they'll have to be careful not to leave it somewhere that they can take advantage of it.
Here's the payoff pitch from Parsons. Just misses outside, 1-2.
Nice idea.
Parsons comes set, the pitch. There's a ground ball over to Hayes at first. He's going to go to second for the first out. Relay's not going to get him. So it's out number 2, but the Scots score a run, and it's now 1-6. And Parsons surrenders his first run at home this season.
Not only that, but snaps his scoreless streak, which went to 26 2/3 innings before that run. Excuse me, 25 2/3.
So Parsons will trade the run for the out, though, and there's now 2 outs, runners on first and third. That's going to bring up Matthew Minato as he hits a line drive down the left field line, a base hit. That's going to score a run. They're going to bring the runner from first to third, and he's in safely standing up. It's a double for Matthew Minato, and Finn almost out at third without the slide.
You got to be careful with Gunner out there. He's got an arm. Didn't slide into third, and Gunner put that throw right on the bag, made it close.
He's safe anyways. Scots score another run, and it's now 2-6 with runners on second and third, and with 2 outs, not only 2 outs. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Van Acker. He watches a strike on the outer half of the plate, 0-1. Scots now even with the Bulldogs. Both have 10 hits on the day. Parsons tries to buckle down and get the last out of the inning. Fools him with that off speed like he has all day, and it's 1-2. Hacker 0 for 2 on the day. Fly out to Richardson out in right field. Also struck out in his first time up. Here's the payoff pitch. It's a soft grounder to third base. Down the third base line. Donnell's going to scoop it up foul. We'll reset and start all over. Here's the 0-2. High, 1-2. There's a long fly ball into left field. Gunner giving chase, track, wall, and that ball is gone. 3-run home run for Van Acker, and just like that, the Scots pull within 1. It's 5-6.
Parsons just hangs that curveball and able to bang it out over the left field wall. The Dogs now have some action stirring in the bullpen. So the Scots pull within 1.
It's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Max Trucks. Parsons now has to buckle down. He now only has a 1-run lead to work with, and he throws that one high for ball 1. And that Alma dugout is amped right now.
Coach Rainey's going to have to come out and talk to his ace. Not often you see Parsons taken out of the yard, especially in conference play, but has struggled with his control all day, and with a 1-2 pitch, he just leaves the curveball out over the plate.
And like we've said, he was getting into jams all day, finding himself out of them. Not so lucky this inning as it finally catches up with him. Started with an infield single, gave up 2 more singles after that. Managed to get 2 outs to trade the run, and then an RBI double, and then, as you just saw, the 3-run shot by Van Acker. Parsons gets back to work after the meeting with Coach Rainey, and he'll fire a strike in there to even the count at 1-1. Here's the pitch from Parsons. There's a high fly ball down the left field line, but it's going to get out foul. Let's bring the count to 1-2.
Parsons got trucks out on the high fastballs last at bat.
It's the 1-2. Ball in the dirt, 2-2. Trucks led off the game with a single up the middle, then grounded out to Doro a second time up, and as you just heard from Cody, a strikeout in the 5th. There's the 2-2 from Parsons. Another high fly pop up on the left side. Darnell tracking it, but that will end up out of play. The 2-2. Ball inside. Trucks has to back out of the way, and the count runs full, 3-2. Comes Parsons with the 3-2. Another ball fouled out of play on the left side.
Trucks putting up another tough at bat against Parsons. But Alma, this entire game, has been giving Parsons fits. And finally able to crack through this inning.
The other 3-2 from Parsons. He's going to draw the walk when that ball ends up in the dirt. And the tying run is now aboard here in the top of the 6th inning. And keep in mind, this is only a 7-inning game. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Greg Coffey. 1 for 3 on the game with a single, a strikeout, and a fly out to the center fielder. He represents the go-ahead run. First pitch from Parsons. Hits the outside corner with that fastball, 0-1.
It's kind of reminding me of the Kalamazoo matchup when Orr was cruising. And then all of a sudden in the 5th inning, he got to a lot of 2-strike counts but just couldn't put him away. And so far this inning, Parsons has gotten the Scots into a lot of 2-strike counts but has just not been able to put them away.
He does it again here, 0-2 on Goffey.
Might have lost some movement on his pitches there. Curveball not as sharp as it was the first few innings, and Alma just taking advantage of the decrease in movement.
The 0-2 from Parsons. Ball misses on the outside, 1-2. Should Goffey get on, that'd bring up the shortstop, Alex Pazinski. The 1-2. Fouls that one down the first base line. The 1-2. Fouls that one straight back out of play. Lori, you didn't flinch on that one. I'm proud of you.
Got to give credit to these Alma hitters. It's not every day teams get the best of Parsons out there.
Parsons again with the 1-2. Curveball just hits the inside, strike 3. Goffey doesn't agree with it, but it's strikeout number 10 on the day for Parsons. Alma sends 9 batters to the plate that inning, capped off by the big 3-run homer by Van Acker. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 5-6 Bulldogs will try to tack on some insurance runs. You're watching Adrian College Baseball on ACTV. Bottom of the 6th here at Nicolay Field. Alma charges back in the last half of the inning, 5-6.
Little Scottman fighting them.
Brian Killinger is going to lead off the inning, trying to tack on a couple insurance runs for the Bulldogs. Killinger 1 for 2 in the game, had an infield single, flew out to the right fielder, and a sacrifice bunt the last time up as he hits a hard grounder to the shortstop. Pazinski gobbles it up for the routine play, and there's 1 pitch, 1 out for Valasek. Now that's going to bring up the shortstop, Ryan Doro. Intentionally walked his last time up. And he hits a line drive into the right field gap, base hit.
Doro just has Valasek's number today. Just 3 clean singles right back up the box. That one a little more towards right center, but just serving it right up.
That's going to bring up the first baseman, Hunter Hayes. 2 RBI single his last time up. That curveball sails inside for ball number 1. Another ball inside, 2-0.
Hayes with the 2 RBI single in the 4th. Treating the fans to a nice continental breakfast.
Got the waffles out. That ball fouled straight back for strike 1.
Way to be aware of the count, Robbie.
I wasn't up on the board. I had to go to the video monitor. It's a hard ground ball. The third baseman will go to second for out number 1. Relay, double play.
Taylor made.
5-4-3. Scots get out of the base runner in Doro in the quickest inning by far today. We head to the top of the 7th. The Bulldogs will try to hang on to this 1-run lead. We'll be back with more Bulldog baseball on ACTV. Top of the 7th here at Nicolay Field, 5-6. Dogs hang on to a 1-run lead, but before we get back into it, Ryan Doro with a milestone hit on that last single.
Yep, he has 3 hits on the day, which gives him 236 career hits. He is now the Bulldogs' all-time career hits leader, passing Alex Cowart.
So big congratulations to Ryan Doro. There's a line drive. Ground ball through the hole, and it's a leadoff single for Pazinski. Tying run is aboard for the Scots here in the top of the 7th. You got to wonder how long they're going to leave Parsons in for.
I can't imagine more than one more batter. These Scots are just right on top of every pitch he's been thrown so far in the last 2 innings.
That's going to bring up the third baseman, Adam Thorick, 2 for 3 today, double, a single, and a fly out. So he's made good contact every time he's been up. Here's the first pitch from Parsons. Shows bunt. It's outside for ball 1.
Actually surprised that they did bring Parsons back in. They have Shepard warming up in the bullpen. But, I mean, if you're going to go back to your starter, you're going to go back to your ace.
It's the pitch. Fouled straight back for strike 1.
Robbie a little jumpy there.
I'm just on the edge of my seat because it's been such a good game. I made that sound sarcastic. It's been a very good game. There's a 1-1 from Parsons. A little tap, high fly ball. Killinger will rope it in for out number 1. Now keep in mind, this is game 1 of this doubleheader, which means we're only playing 7 innings. So if Alma does not score here, that's it.
Let's hope that they don't score.
I'm with you there. That's going to bring up the catcher, Jarrett Coyne. 2 for 3 today with 2 singles. Parsons comes in with the first pitch, and there's a line drive up the middle, base hit. Pazinski's going to go to third. He'll be in with the head first slide. Tying run now on third, and the go-ahead run is now on first with only 1 out. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Brett Fenzel, 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts. Coach Rainey's going to come in, and it looks like that's going to be it for Parsons. Hold on a second. Getting ahead of myself. It looks like they're going to keep him in. I mean, a ground ball would end the game if they got the double play. Coach Rain is going to give Parsons one more chance. And I can't say that he doesn't deserve it. He gets out of jams.
It's always a tough call whether you want to leave your starter in or take him out in these situations, but if Parsons can't get Finzel out, I wouldn't be surprised if he was his last batter.
No, I'm just going to see if he can finish his game. But if you were going to let any pitcher do this, Parsons is definitely the guy you'd let do it. So Fenzel trying to drive in the tying run and potentially the go-ahead run, too. Here's the first pitch from Parsons. Soft ground ball to Killinger. He'll make the tag for out number 1. Relay to first. Game-ending double play. Tommy Parsons finishes the game. Bulldogs win 5-6. And what ended up being a nail-biter here at Nicolay.
Off the bat, looked like it might have been hit too soft to turn 2, but takes Kill right into the runner, and he's able to get 2 and seal the win for the Dogs.
Great win. Wasn't pretty, but they just got it done today. Hitters hit well when they needed to, and Parsons buckled down after that tough 6th inning. Manages to go the mile, gets the complete game.
Just, you never know how it's going to work out when you leave your starter in, and Parsons definitely had a rocky 6th inning, but that's why he's the ace. Pitched out of a lot of big jams, and when it came time, was able to get the W.
You don't often see a lot of emotion out of Parsons, but justly deserved after that double play. He was definitely pumped out there. So that's going to do it for game number 1. The Bulldogs hang on to this nail-biter, win it 6-5. We'll be back in about half an hour for game number 2, so make sure you stay tuned right here to ACTV.